I've got a question for you, OG UFOologists, alien lovers, because obviously with my channel, it's a lot of it is ghosts and paranormal. And, now we're doing like a 50-50 split of ghosts and then obviously aliens and UFOs. So this is still pretty new to me. I've been looking into it for just over a year and it's so interesting. But one thing that I've noticed is that a lot of the time there's like, oh, it's going to happen now. The final disclosure. People are talking more about it. It's in Congress. More UFO videos are coming. More alien pictures and sightings are happening and things like that. The question is to you OG followers, has this always been happening? Have people always been saying this? Is there going to be an end to it? And it's finally going to be disclosed. We're finally going to meet aliens. We're finally going to, just agree that there are alien technology, UAPs out in the sky? Or is it something that's just like a carrot being dangled in front of us year after year after year, and we're just never going to know? I'm looking at what I've got in store for you today, and it's just absolutely crazy. Some of it is just mind-boggling, right? So one thing, and also, by the way, this has inspired me to do so many other videos. It really has, okay? So if you're not subscribed yet, please make sure you subscribe. Something really weird's happened recently, okay? To people's televisions and messages from potentially the Anunnaki. And if you don't know who the Anunnaki are, they are supposedly a group of deities that these like godlike creatures, beings, whatever, have a role in why we're here. Maybe they created us or something like that. One of the theory is that the Anunnaki created us to basically search for gold, right? Almost like they're little soldiers, they're little slaves. They said, okay, look, we need to, and it just made me think. I just thought, if we had the capability, I say we, human beings, scientists, all this sort of stuff, if we had the capability of creating some type of being to search for something that we really needed, i.e. gold, would we do it? Would we actually create some sort of human being to do things for us? I mean, look at robots, right? Are robots just almost the very beginnings of a person? Because if you look at AI now is almost becoming like it's got its own consciousness. So are we robots in the future? Right, okay, let's just stop. Let's just get into the video. Let's just get into the video, mate, because I'm... right, so basically, the reason I'm talking about Anunnaki is because people have been reported to have messages come through their television from the Anunnaki warning them of something, right? Listen to this and watch. I'm going to show you a few videos of the actual television, like interference coming through and stuff, and also links to something else. Look, here we go. Listen to this dude first.
All right, what's the deal with all these videos popping up claiming that allegedly in parts of Georgia and South Carolina, people had their TV broadcasts interrupted for about 3 minutes? This happened just in the last couple of days. And during that time, a message supposedly from the Anunnaki aired, acknowledging the current chaos among humans, warning of severe weather events coming, and then saying that they were going to help. And then, right after that, people in these same areas reported seeing fireballs streaking across the sky, like multiple reports. So, yes, this sounds completely crazy, and I am skeptical, but I'm also open-minded enough to ask. There actually was a TV broadcast interruption in southern England in 1977 where a group claimed to be Ashtar Galactic Command, and they talked about human awakening. So, I'm being open-minded. Was it something like that? Has anyone seen this alleged Anunnaki broadcast firsthand? Do you have video of it or know someone who does? Drop any links, videos, or stories in the comments. I'm actually very curious.
Well, hallucination hippies, thank you so much for that, mate. I have, in fact, got a video for you. Look at this. I don't know why Proof, Anunnaki, and Demons Messing with My TV think that these broadcasts mention the Anunnaki, has me wondering. Where did it mention the Anunnaki? Here's another one.
What the heck is going on?
What? Hang on.
So I guess people in South Carolina and Georgia got a message on their TV from the Anunnaki about us being at war and weather being crazy and things like that. Why was I left out? So I guess people...
I saw this other guy here. This one, Lewis Boyman sent me this, mate. Thank you so much.
Don't believe shit that they're telling you about what's falling from the skies right now. If you aren't aware by now,
Fireballs. He mentioned that there could be fireballs.
there's been thousands of reports of, in quotations, fireballs falling from the sky in numerous states. Primarily Georgia, where a lot of people have been seeing a lot of
Georgia, where the message from the Anunnaki was like, what? I don't see how they're connecting the Anunnaki from this, though.
them. But here's the thing, right? I've noticed tens of thousands of residents in Georgia alone that have been reporting a mysterious broadcast on their news channels. I mean, people are saying that the broadcast told them to expect weird weather events. I mean, some really crazy shit, you know what I mean?
How did it tell them? All I saw was like interference on the screen of like an angel looking type thing with something written at the bottom, which I couldn't understand.
I saw a couple of videos of this broadcast that people were showing on TikTok last night, but now those videos are all of a sudden gone. Now, NASA declared that the object in question...
It's funny he should say that, because I did save another one, right? And look, it's gone. And it says that this content is age restricted. I'm 45 years old, mate. How old do you have to be to watch this stuff?
was a meteor, but here's the thing. Chief of NASA's Meteoroid Environments Office said the meteor was about 3 feet in diameter, but yet there have been thousands of reports of different objects that have been falling from the sky. But then he said that it was releasing an energy of about 20 tons of TNT. Not just that, but there's a guy
20 tons of THT. 20 tons. That's like my right hand jab.
that actually took a picture of a fragment that landed in his yard. And the craziest part about this shit is that in that picture, you can see it glowing. And I mean, this thing is barreled into the ground, at least 2 feet deep. So how is that just a fragment of a 3-foot meteor? I'm also noticing some of the residents of the city of McDonough that have been speaking out as well. And they've been claiming that there have been a lot of suspicious vehicles in that area since yesterday. Whatever this may be should definitely have everybody's attention.
Right, okay. So let me just do a quick search again. Anunnaki. How do you know it's the Anunnaki? What's that say? Oh, Angelical. Angelical. Is that some sort? Is that an image of an Anunnaki? It's not. It's not. No, it's not. Oh, seraphim have 6 wings. Right, okay. Anu, the supreme god of heavens and the father of the Anunnaki, often depicted with the horned headdress. Enlil, the god of air, wind, storms. Enki, the god of wisdom and magic crafts. The seraphim have 6 wings. Seraphim. An angelic being regarded in tradition Christian angelology as belonging to the highest order of the 9-fold celestial hierarchy associated with light, order, and purity.
What the heck?
I don't know, mate. What the hell, man? That's odd. It's odd. I know this is probably nothing to do with it, but the veil between us two sent me this, right? Very similar petroglyphs discovered in Japan, Utah, and Azerbaijan. I don't know where that is, if I've even said it right. But look at this. Look. What are they holding here? Some sort of spear? Or is this a dragon? Mate, look at this. Is that what we saw on the television? With the wings and everything? I'm gonna be swapping and changing all over the shop here, mate. So just keep your eyes peeled, because there's gonna be some random stuff that's popping up. I'm telling you. Unknown. This is quite strange. Unknown object. This is by Concerned Citizen as well, but over on X. Send me this. Unknown object craft appears on flight tracker traveling across Europe at insane speed. Right? Look at the speed of these planes, and then look at this other thing. Right? And I'm going to show you what the reader's added context says in a second. Look at this. There's the planes going super quick. Obviously, planes do. But what's that? What is that? Imagine seeing that flying across the sky. Look at this plane. Mate. Look. Man. So that one went above that, straight across the top of it. Easy, mate, easy. Where does it go? Does it vanish, disappear? Straight out into sea, by the way. If this vanishes in the sea, mate. If this vanishes in the sea. Vanish in the sea. Go on. Just vanish. Oh, man. What happened afterwards? Readers added context. They thought people might want to know. I mean, I don't know who okays this context. I think if enough people say the same thing, it just says, yeah, all right, it's that then. Flight tracers use ADS-B receivers to track planes flying over receivers. Aliens or classified military projects won't transmit this information. Additionally, if the tracker doesn't show any other information about the vehicle, it is likely a bug and not a real vehicle. Aliens or classified military projects won't transmit this information. Okay. So they're saying something in that craft. If we're seeing it, it's because it's got an ADS-B, and if it's got an ADS-B, it means it's human. If it doesn't have it, they wouldn't see it, so it can't be alien. That's pretty much what they're saying. What do you reckon, though, man? It is odd. It's quite easy to say that, isn't it? Yeah, it's a bug. But I do think that this is quite relevant, right? That, yeah, anyone can say it's a bloody bug. If I don't want people to know, yeah, it's a bug. It's just a glitch. It's always a glitch somewhere, isn't there? You know? But I thought that was quite interesting. Thanks, Concerned Citizen. This is also really quite cool to listen to. Listen to this guy. This is from UFO Mania. The day a UFO launched a US nuclear missile. What?
In 2007, I interviewed a former Air Force, I believe he was retired Air Force missile launch officer named Captain David Schur. The last name is spelled Schur. And I tape record my interviews with the veterans. And so what appears in my book is the verbatim testimony that he gave me during this interview. What he said was he was at a place called Echo Flight. It was a group of 10 Minuteman nuclear missiles designated Echo. He was in the underground launch capsule when suddenly he got a call from his security guard, one of them at ground level, saying that this fully luminous disc-shaped object was maneuvering above one of the missile sites. And no sooner had he gotten that message down on his launch console in the capsule, that missile's light lit up, what's called launch in progress light. And to all intents and purposes, it appeared that missile was launching. Captain Shore flipped what's called an inhibit switch and stopped that progression to countdown.
Hang on. So this UFO hovered over some military missile and basically activated it, right? As soon as I heard him say that, it reminded me of my interview that I had with Nick Pope, yeah, who basically worked for the government to find out about UAPs. And he mentioned about the UK's version of the Roswell incident, yeah, in Rendlesham Forest. In Rendlesham Forest, a UAP came down, went over to the airbase, and he says he can't tell me what happened, but let's just say it did something to the weapons inside.
And there was subsequently almost the last thing that happened on these 3 consecutive nights was that light beams from the UFO penetrated the weapons storage area. And it's alleged that some of the ordnance, shall I say, I'm choosing my words carefully,
Yeah.
was affected in some way by this. Obviously not detonated, but maybe switched off, maybe scanned. Nobody knows. But when
that's crazy.
Yeah, and when it was happening...
No sooner had he done that, however, he said that the guard was apprising him of ongoing events at ground level, and various guards out in the field among his flight of 10 missiles were reporting the object moving from missile to missile. And so he couldn't remember the exact designations of the missiles, but let's say E6, Echo 6, when the guard said it's now above Echo 6, suddenly on his console, Echo 6 went into launch in progress mode. And that apparently went on. He thinks that 7 or 8 of his missiles were impacted in that manner. And then finally, everything returned to normal. Now, there's something called the primary alert system, which is a communication system among all the capsules at Minot, 15 capsules at that time, controlling 150 missiles. And he was hearing, as all of this was going on, that this object, this luminous aerial object, had proceeded to virtually every flight, these 15 flights, and he could not recall in 2007 when he gave the interview whether other people had launch in progress indicators, but he knows that their guards were reporting the missile, or the UFO rather, in the vicinity of their missiles too. I do know Captain Shore told me what he was involved in occurred at night. There's another former launch officer who was at Minot during the same time frame. His name's Larry Manross, former captain, and he has confirmed that the same thing happened in his capsule. But because neither Shore nor Manross could remember the exact dates, we couldn't really correlate whether that was the same event or two different events. The last case that I investigated occurred in October 2010. At F.E. Warren Air Force Base in Wyoming. There was a large-scale incident where 5 of these missile alert facilities, they're now called, the Air Force changed their name. They're no longer launch control facilities. They're now missile alert facilities. Anyway, in October 23rd of 2010, the Atlantic website had a dramatic story based on leaked information that 5 of these MAF's missile alert facilities suddenly cannot communicate with F.E. Warren Air Force Base, meaning that if, God forbid, there had been an order to launch their missiles at that time, they could not have gotten their order through normal channels. It was subsequently learned that there was a backup airborne system that would have allowed them to launch their missiles if ordered to do so. But it was a major incident and a snafu. And as soon as I heard about that, I went, this probably is UFO related. And I spoke with an individual, I'm not going to identify him, who had contacts at F.E. Warren Air Force Base. And on my behalf, he approached these persons, and they were actually, these two missile maintenance technicians were out in the field addressing this communication issue. And both of them reported seeing what was described as a huge cigar-shaped object flying in the sky above the missile field when these technical issues were cropping up.
Wow, man. From Skywatch Signal on X, right? He DM'd me this. US Space Force Major General John Olson on UFOs. Olson publicly acknowledged that both he and others in the Air Force have encountered unexplained elements while flying. He didn't stop there. Olson went on to say he believes in extraterrestrial life and supports continued scientific investigation into the phenomenon. He concluded by asking a profound question. What does that mean for humanity if we one day confirm the existence of alien life? It's another significant statement from yet another high-ranking official. Maybe he knows more than he can say, but either way, it's another baby step forward after decades of official silence. That's exactly what I've said before, you know, because I know that there's a lot of religious people out there that believe in this, don't believe, or refuse to believe because it sort of interferes with their religion. Now, I have a feeling that if aliens did exist, then, like, at the end of the day, it's God's creation anyway. And I know a lot of people say that aliens are not, you know, they're demons, okay? They shouldn't be messed with. But I don't know, man. I think we can't just say that it's just us, only us. You know, I don't really want to go too much into that because that's a whole fucking new bloody video in itself. But I don't think that. I think in a nutshell, it might have a bit of a ripple effect with a lot of people, especially religious people, where it interferes slightly with, you know, the Bible or their religion or what they believe in. I think that was, in fact, I mentioned that in Nick Pope's interview, how it could have a big effect on religion, you know. In some ways, though, I don't, maybe not, because at the end of the day, it's God's creation, right? Whether you think that aliens are good, aliens are bad, some people think that aliens are demons. I respect all of your views, you know? But anyway, let's listen to this dude here, right?
Major General Olson, what do you think about the unidentified aerial phenomena, UAP, and UFOs?
Well, this is a very hot topic, and I appreciate the question. I know, admittedly, Unidentified Aerial Phenomenon Task Force is quite a mouthful in an acronym. You know, I've gotten that question a couple other times. What do you think about UFOs or aliens? And quite frankly, having flown 83 different airplanes.
I'm sorry to stop him, but isn't it absolutely surreal where you're getting these high-ranked officers, generals, presidents, prime ministers, literally now just talking the sentence of aliens in their mouths. UFOs and aliens. What world are we living in right now, man? This is crazy and exciting.
And had lots of hours. We've all seen lots of unexplainable elements. And, you know, the cosmos, the space realm is so large. If we look at the Earth, it is this tiny blue dot in an unlimited, almost incomprehensibly large cosmos. I personally believe that there absolutely, from a probability perspective, is life out there.
Absolutely, mate. 100% agree with you. This is what I've said from day one.
However, this task force is a very serious U.S. government approach to systematically investigating and understanding these, because of course unidentified elements present a national security concern, present a safety of flight, present a risk that we must take and diligently pursue. But I think the question is actually more broadly put, and that is we will continue this effort, and in fact I believe it will be getting more funding and more of a structural support level within the department. But I also believe that this is.
I just saw something absolutely crazy. I'll tell you afterwards.
Part of our never-ending quest to learn and understand and explore. And as we have on our probes that have exited the solar system to our probes to the moon, we have gone in peace to explore and discover, and we continue that yearning to see and discover, is there life out there, and what does that mean for humanity?
Well, just basically reinforcing that other higher people who have seen things are just reporting on that. Great video. Thanks for sending me that over. But I just saw something really quite wacky and out there. Just imagine, I'm playing devil's advocate. Just imagine that if there is no aliens, or if there are aliens, right? We have never seen aliens. The government don't think that they're aliens. The UFOs are actually just our own technology that we're testing out and flying and monitoring and stuff like that. But they want us to believe that there's aliens. And then one day they are going to show us aliens. But it would be their own creation, our own creation. We will create in the lab, like bloody organ cloning and all this sort of stuff. We're going to create like a Nordic looking bloody alien and say, and then the news is going to be like, ladies and gentlemen, we've caught one. Here you go, an alien. And this Nordic alien just comes out and goes, mah, 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 mah. Do you know what I mean? Because I haven't learned English yet, whatever, or French. Right? Imagine. Look how we like breed different animals and stuff, like dogs. Look at the difference the dogs make, like how we do you know what I mean? We're so in depth now with DNA and changing things and making things and organs and cloning this and cloning sheep and God knows what. Imagine if they went, yeah, so let's just show them aliens. We can make the tech, right? We've got it. That's a full-on Project Bluebeam, right? Create something in the air that says, we're going to attack you, right? And then release all of the bloody aliens that they've created. And then they go, look, guys, all these aliens, all of them, there's hundreds of them. There's actually 1,553 of them. I mean, sorry, there's loads of them. We don't know what to do. We better all link together and all become one government to save our souls. I mean, that's pretty damn crazy. But anyway, let's carry on. This is mad. Stephen C. over on X. Caspersight seems very shiny and new space junk, right? He's basically retweeted from the channel Concerned Citizen over on X. Hey community, notes and grok. Apparently this is an authentic NASA space footage that they later tried to explain as space junk. Please confirm. Thanks. This, ladies and gentlemen, if ever you wanted to know what space junk looks like, this is what it is. That's space junk, apparently. That's space junk. What? What is that? Hell, I'm gonna grok it myself. Video's authenticity as NASA footage is unverified. No official NASA statement confirms it, and the source, an unverified user, raises doubts. NASA often explains such objects as space junk, like antenna covers, but without specific documentation. This could be a hoax or misinterpretation. NASA's 2023 UAP report found no evidence of aliens, and similar videos have been debunked as debris. It might be genuine, but skepticism is warranted due to lack of evidence. Okay, yeah, it's real deal, just like the moon landing. Yeah, it's the real deal, just like the moon landing. Is that sarcasm from? Oh no, that's Gork. You got me. That's Gork, not Grok. Okay, you little bastard. Oh, I've got to show you this video here, man. People are going crazy over this. Like, it's been popping off everywhere. Probably the most believable UFO video on the internet. Look at this.
Two-Piece, it's a UFO for real.
For real?
No, we not making this shit up. Look at it. She gonna put It's a UFO for real, y'all.
That's a UFO for real, y'all. Look. Some other bloke says it's a lamppost or something.
That is crazy. Y'all, that's crazy. It's a UFO for real, y'all. I promise y'all. Look, we got all these people. There ain't no damn street light. My uncle talking about that street light.
Christ, imagine just living next door. Shut the fuck up! I'm trying to sleep!
That ain't no street light, bro. That's a UFO. This a fucking street light right here. This a fucking street light. That ain't no fucking street light.
It's not a street light, love. I'll tell you that for a fact. What is that? What is that? What are people saying? Shoot at it type shit. Oh Christ. This is street light right there. I like it what you're doing right there, right there. So you're telling me E.T. came back just to come to the I don't think I should be I don't think I should be reading these. There's a damn street light. Is it a damn street light? There's 78 likes on that. It does look similar to a street light, but it's pretty damn high. It's got to be a street light, right? You can't see any depth. That's the problem. Is this just the light shining up the pole here? I mean, that's a fucking high street light. I've got to be honest with you. Like, what's it lighting up? If it can barely light the bottom of the pole, it's never going to light the bloody road, right? There you go, mate. That's it for today. There's more to come, though. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope that I see you again. Take care. Bye-bye.